Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of The Snake Pit. I'm your host, Son of Bat, and I'm here with Son of Phantom. And today I'm with my two friends from the city. We got
Lincoln,
Boozy Benny.
And today we're going to be talking about Ryan Nicholson's 2010 or 2008 film, my bad, the beers are hitting me, Gutterballs. Directed by Ryan Nicholson, produced by Roy Nicholson, starring Dan Ellis, Nathan White, Mahola Tezerik, Alistair Gamble, and Candice Lewid. This is a Canadian rape and revenge slasher comedy splatter film. That's a mouthful. And basically a quick rundown of the plot because we're on a time crunch here. Basically, first half of the movie kind of plays out like I Spit on Your Grave, in the sense that we got a bowling alley, and in the bowling alley there's, in the first 5 minutes, a gang rape happens on this main girl, Lisa. And then the second half of the movie turns into this Friday the 13th-esque slasher where we get a guy with a bowling bag mask basically rolling around and killing all these bowlers in the craziest fucking way. It's a total throwback to the 80s slashers film. And even in the poster promotion for this movie, they redid the Maniac poster and the Happy Birthday to Me poster just with bowling pins. And yeah, guys, what the fuck did you think of this movie? Let's just jump in. AJ, you're not too into horror. What did you think of this fucking movie, man?
honestly, man, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like, that shit was fucking buck wild. Like, I've never seen something like that before. Like, that shit was just crazy. Like, the whole time I was just questioning, what the fuck is happening? And I'm looking at all you motherfuckers, and you guys are just chilling. Like, this is something you guys see on a daily basis. And I'm like, nah, this is not what you see on a daily basis. Shorty got bacchus with a bowling pin. That is not normal, my brother. That is not normal. This movie is fucked and is not for the sensitive heart.
Yeah, man. You said it, man. Two things I never thought I'd say with this movie: Death by 69 and vertical dick castration. What the fuck? Honestly,
what the fuck?
To go into a plot summary, I don't want to spoil this movie. Let's just go off pure emotion with this, boys. Compare what kind of horror movies have y'all seen in terms of slashers, and what would you compare this to? And is this the most extreme slasher ever made? That's the main question I gotta ask. Like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, proud to be Canadian seeing something so extreme, but Jesus Christ, like, holy shit. What did you think of this, Boozy? Like,
yo, okay. After seeing things like No Reason, Human Centipede 2, I thought I would be ready for seeing shock, awe, horror. This movie, the first 15 minutes were nothing but an uncomfortable slasher piece to watch with your homies. It's great. You're not going to talk to it like with a lighthearted, joking respect. You will at times, but you're going to feel bad about yourself the whole while.
Dude, it was literally hate crime, gang rape, slasher movie. Like, the change up couldn't have been so extreme. And like, we're all just sitting here drinking beers, and everyone challenged me, like, pick something modern that's fucked up. And I had only seen this movie once, and I only remembered a couple things, and I thought it was gonna be, a laugh, a little stroll in the park, but oh fuck, man, like,
it was a lot of intense themes and a lot of very graphic imagery, but the score to the whole movie was so, it didn't fit it, where if they did something more intense or tried to have that 80s, that sort of techno vibe with the soundtrack, it would have fit the slasher so much better, especially in a bowling alley venue. But they went through some what was that Simpsons song it reminded of?
The Marge and Homer, like, theme when they were fucking teenagers. Like, it kept coming up. Like, I can't remember, like, when birds sing or whatever the fuck, bro.
Why do birds suddenly
This man kept singing
appear?
that fucking song when the worst shit was happening. I swear to God, the man gets, like, stabbed in the asshole with a sharpened bowling pin, and he's singing the lyrics to this fucking instrumental, and it's just... the contrast was ridiculous, bro. We're half a bottle of Tito's in, and I got my boy here singing this shit while I'm watching this, and I'm like, yo, I don't fucking know what to say. Phantom, what did you fucking think of this movie, man? Like, any, like...
No, I recommended this movie, and how long is this motherfucker? It's
probably like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45.
You know, I'm never gonna get these 96 minutes back in my life.
Absolutely.
It's one of the lowest rated films I've watched so far, and it's not like it has a bunch of shocking scenes that are done in a way that it obviously fake, and in my opinion, like it was a shocking film for the content, but the execution was weak in my opinion, and
no disrespect to Ryan Nicholson, by the way. Rest in peace.
It went right into the like. It tried to make a joke of so many things, and it was a really fucked up. All the kills were super fucked up, and the plotline is super fucked up.
That's why I liked it, bro. It took the extreme shit and it went way over the fucking hill with it. Like,
I don't know. I just made it fantastical to me. It just made it fit. It's like they're trying to make it not what it is, and it's awful.
I actually have quite the.
So many of the characters are awful.
Yeah, but that's why it was so fucking funny.
No, I
don't find it funny. I find it good that they all got fucked up.
Yeah.
In that, but
can't agree with Son of Bat. But my thing is, when I look at even the art of the DVD itself, it's advertising the characters that aren't important. It's advertising characters that have lesser value towards the end of the movie.
Well, let's be honest. The cover on this one, which is the
cover's fire. The cover's
Danger
fire.
After Dark DVD.
I'm sorry to interrupt, boys, but if we're gonna be honest, everybody got fucked. I watched
literally.
I watched every single character get absolutely fucked. Whether it was with a dick, whether it was with a bowling fucking pin, whether it was with a fucking dildo, I don't fucking know anymore. At this point, I don't even know what the fuck I watched.
We all got to agree though that the best kill in the whole movie was the guy that got his head shoved into
Death by 69.
No,
yeah.
no. The guy that got his head shoved into the bowling.
The bowling polisher thing. No. Oh my
they
god!
They put a bunch of like metal and like
I you know what?
and
Let's
shit
just go
into
through it right
crazy.
now. What was everyone's favorite kill starting with
That's
Phantom?
my favorite.
What was
That's
your
my
favorite? The
favorite.
bowling cleaning kill?
Yeah.
Boozy, what's yours?
What I like was seeing as Alex so properly put it, the Buffy sharpened steak bowling pin shoved up an ass multiple times, because you hear that grapefruit macaroni and cheese squelch, but it comes
so many squelches,
but it comes out looking like motor oil rather than anything else. That's what I like.
What about you? What did you think? What was your? I know it's not your forte, but if you had to pick a favorite, what was the most satisfying, if you can put it that way?
I don't know if I would necessarily put it as satisfying, but the fact that someone took, as my boy would say, death by 69, as someone that would take something so pleasurable and make it so fucking terrible. Why would anyone do that to me?
So that's the winning death we got. 2 votes for the 69 so far.
Oh, fuck. For me, you know what, man? I'm gonna go for the controversy because that's what I do best. I thought the fucking the hot dog split was fucking.
Oh, really? You're taking that route?
That one was a hard watch.
Anytime, man. I don't know what it is, man. Whether it's a fucking straight hetero male or a fucking transsexual, like in this movie, whenever someone gets their fucking Johnson split down like a fucking baseball hot dog, open for the steam, it hurts, bro. I had to go to take a piss.
I felt it,
but
it hurt when I took a piss after, bro. Like.
But your opinion might be disqualified because that castration happened post-mortem.
Yeah, it could be.
It could have happened after. It could have happened before. It could have happened during.
No, but
that shit was fucking buck wild.
It happened,
and
that's coming from Lincoln.
Well said on that.
It was buck wild, but we're talking best kill. If we're talking castration after death, that's not the kill. I want to hear what you thought was the best finisher fatality.
Finisher kill, but the thing is with the castration is that was the fucking bowling pin down the fucking jaw.
Yeah,
that was the most honestly.
That
was in
probably
my
would be
opinion
the most painful.
The most painful kill in the entire fucking movie.
I don't know about that one.
No,
guys, you watched the same movie I watched, right? I watched a guy get butt fucked by a bowling pin. Butt fucked.
And a girl.
So it sounds like AJ's starting to agree with Boozy right now.
That I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of distracted by a fucking titty mouse pad, but at the same time,
honestly,
it's a crazy situation.
It probably hurt less up your ass than down your throat, though. Like,
I've never experienced it, so I can't tell you, brother. But I don't fucking know.
I've experienced that either, but I'm just saying like dimensions.
Okay,
bro,
okay.
Like, fuck.
In
That would
terms of-
split your jaw.
in terms
that would
of
crack your
slasher
jaw,
movies.
dislocate it, and then you choke to death for 3 minutes on a fucking bowling pin. Imagine how horrible that would be.
In terms of
Like-
slasher movies, though, like, okay, if we were to compare this to 80s slasher movies, from like, what I'm saying with you, AJ, is like movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Chucky, you know, Scream, the classics. You know what I mean? Obviously, this isn't one of those. This is a vulgar grindhouse-esque movie. But in terms of a slasher movie, is there anything that you've seen in the horror genre in terms of extreme that you'd compare this to? Even maybe something like Saw or Hostel. Like, is this the most extreme movie you've seen so far? And if not, like, what would you compare this to that you've seen before? Like, I'd be very interested to hear that.
That's a fucking great fucking question, because I'll give you a two-parter right now, and I mean this to death, okay? First of all, I love horror movies. All right, I
Shit.
fucking love them. I love horror movies. I love trying to get spooked. I love trying to see fucked up shit, because everybody needs that once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, the fact that this movie that I just watched started at 6,000 from the beginning till the end. It just got worse and worse. I've never watched a horror movie in my life where it just started at escalation and it just continued escalating. I've never seen that before. Horror movies, they usually try to warm you up. They try to either like entice you, you know what I'm saying? They try to talk to you. They try to talk sweet talk to you, get you in the game, and then they fuck you. This movie was like, hi, Lincoln, come, this is the movie that we're gonna show you. Yeah, we're fucking today, now, right now, and that's all you're seeing. Fuck. This movie absolutely traumatized me. I didn't plan on sleeping tonight, and that's okay because I ain't sleeping tonight.
Fucking A. Some factoids I'm gonna run down with some of you listeners out here. A lot of energy here, just so y'all know. We got a fucking case of the keys. We're crushing that shit. We're going through the vape pens. We're going through the joints. Just, I hope y'all are enjoying the ride on this. But some facts we got is, this is probably one of the most times I've ever heard fuck in a movie. And IMDb's telling me that the scrutiny that this film faced, aside from the graphic violence, was apparently the word fuck is used over 500 plus times. The other thing that they did was they based a lot of their campaign around the movie Maniac from 1980, which, Phantom, you and I watched that movie. Boozy, you know that flick too. Again, hopefully we'll cover that at some point. This film totes the line of an NC-17. I swear, in the first 10 minutes, there's an up-the-skirt pussy shot in this movie. There's fucking...
No, that's what I was very surprised about. To see that we watched an unrated version of it, where at the very least that would be one of the rare NC-17 movies, which I was really hoping for to stamp it as one of the few and really give it that milestone. But at the very least, to see it's not R, but unrated, that gives it a little bit more of an edge that I absolutely love.
Well, apparently the original thing was they told Ryan Nicholson that he had to cut 20 minutes of the movie to make it an NC-17. Or to make it an R, to avoid the NC-17, because most of you all listening, the NC-17 or the X rating, if you're in the United States, is essentially the kiss of death for your film. Most movies don't want to carry films that are X rated because it's closely associated with pornography. Like I said, there's some fucking juicy up the skirt fucking kitty shots in this movie. There's some really graphic sexual assault. But honestly, this movie, it wasn't like a trauma movie because it was too fucking serious at points. But again, at the same time, I felt like they were over the top to like, because you couldn't really play this in any other way. Those 80s slasher movies are pretty over the top, so they kind of just played into that. Yeah, I don't see this movie getting 20 minutes cut. I feel like this movie it was either going to be balls in or it was going to be fucking neutered, and it couldn't be both ways. This movie could only be uncut.
Honestly,
you know?
I don't think this movie would be a movie if it had like this from the start. No way.
You get home.
Oh.
Again, you know what's another crazy thing I found out too is like, so I was saying the first half of this movie kind of plays out like I Spit on Your Grave. The second half kind of plays out like a Friday the 13th movie. So if y'all are into your rape and revenge movies, you're going to be definitely into, this kind of grimy grindhouse shit. I was even saying during the movie, the rape scene, it was pretty fucking long and it kind of felt like the original I Spit on Your Grave from 78 as opposed to the 2010 remake, which was fucking brutal. But this movie, like, I've always felt the difference with the original I Spit on Your Grave is that movie felt like a rape-themed porno. Like, they were filming a softcore porn, whereas this one, I feel like they knew 100% of the time that they were going over the top, and it kind of felt like a trauma movie in some respects. Like, it didn't feel... It was graphic, but it didn't feel overwhelmingly serious. You know what I mean?
No, that was one of the most surprising things I had. So this is my first time going into it, but Alex has seen it before. So he essentially called it would be another I Spit on Your Grave, but I wasn't expecting it at first. I Spit on Your Grave literally was a better version of this, as Alex had mentioned. Scenes like the beginning first 15 minutes of violent and grotesque sexual abuse, it dragged on. It was very unnecessary at moments. While it did establish characters, because it's a slasher film, you want to see that just karma and them get it in return. It didn't set itself up as well as other movies, but thankfully it did enough to justify itself for being grotesque and, while I don't want to say necessary, that does feel appropriate.
So would you say it worked better as a rape and revenge movie, or would you say it worked better as a slasher movie?
100% it's a rape and revenge movie. If they're going to focus the first, even if it's an hour and a half movie, if the first 15-20 minutes are dedicated to that one theme, I'm going to say that's what the movie is about. It's setting itself up as that. It's setting the theme up as that. And even if it's not intentional, the actors and the portrayal at least make it so that it's that.
Yeah, you got a point there. When it's like a 30-minute, almost bordering plus scene, you really got to ask yourself, like, I mean, it kind of felt like two movies at once, but I get what you mean. Like, that rape scene was just so intense that it kind of overpowered the rest of the movie, and it felt like a kind of I Spit on Your Grave type movie. Even though the posters and the way the rest of the movie went on, it kind of felt like a slasher. You kind of just, it fits in that category. And, before we put this movie on a rating system, let's get some final words in from the boys here. We got to wrap this up soon. So, everyone, let's give a final thought, and then we'll give a rating on this movie and a recommendation to anyone or any types of people into this stuff. I felt like I've said enough, so we're going to go around this way, and we'll get to me at last. So, what did you think?
Sounds good. Yeah, no, honestly, so I'll be honest. I've never watched a movie like this. This shit was crazy. That, like I said, this movie from the beginning was just going fucking nuts. Like, from the rape scene, from the killing, the gore is fully there. The actors are god awful. Don't get me twisted on that. But the cinematic was great. The way that they played the cameras, the way that they moved the camera, the way they had the actors play in a way that they were almost senseless, and the way they actually improvised in ways that it only made sense for them in that moment, and it really showed true to that character, and they really got indulged in it. So it really made you really were grasped to the screen, even though you had no fucking idea what the fuck was going on. So in terms of an overall story, I would give it a 6 out of 10. But in terms of cinematic, the way that they really made the movie exciting and intriguing and really capturing the audience, I honestly have to give it at least an 8. Because they really had me going for the whole 96 minutes. They really did.
Fucking A, yo. Fucking A. Boozy, what'd you think?
My issue, absolutely loved it. So, as far as special effects and uniqueness goes, it did have a lot of kills that I was not expecting in, one, a low-budget slasher film, and two, sort of an underground movie at that. But if I wanted to see a movie better or similar, Alex has done me justice on introducing me to Garden Tool Massacre. I believe that's the name.
Tool Massacre, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. You'll see British people put 40 euros to a budget, and they'll do just as proper deaths as this. They could have done better, but they did enough. I'm going to give this like a 4.7 out of 10.
All right. Phantom, what did you think?
Honestly, that's fair. That's right around where I'm at. I'm like between a 3 and a 5 with this movie, and I can't decide why. And like the 5 is from the gore effects and the horrificness of the movie, but the other parts are just they're weak. Like I don't believe it. It's so theatrical that I'm not scared by it, and it gives me a really low rating. Like the storyline is like a 3 for me. It's I was very unimpressed with this movie, and it's also horrific enough to just not want to watch again. Like I just don't want to. I want to like forget that I watched this movie. Like it's really just gross. Like the whole time.
Better or for worse.
Yeah. And like that. Like that's not my usual like statement about a lot of like gore stuff, but this was just like. It just felt so like fake theatrical that I couldn't get behind it.
All right,
And that's my honest opinion. Like a 3 between like 3.5, 4.
Cool.
Bad.
All right, well, I don't know. I guess I'm going to be the odd man out here. I guess, watching shit like Erotic Nights of the Living Dead and Caligula and shit like that has kind of desensitized me. Live Leak, thank you very much. But shout out to Live Leak, fucking Gorgrish, But I guess I'm a sick fuck, and I guess I like abusing myself. I'm going to give this movie about like a 7.5. Wow. And that mainly has to do with the controversy and the gore. When I first heard about this movie, I saw the posters and I heard what it was about, and that sold me because I'm fucking a sad case for the 80s slasher throwbacks. So when I saw those posters, I immediately was amped. When I heard it was a hybrid rape and revenge and a slasher movie, I'm like, yo, those are two genres that are pretty fucking tried and true in the horror genre and the exploitation genre. So I was amped to check it out. The acting, I'm not rating this on the acting. Again, I'm rating it on the gore and the controversy. The acting in this movie, no disrespect to Ryan Nicholson, I love his movies. I love them for being edgy and fucking crazy. Like, Hanger is fucked. That will be one we'll get into hopefully soon. But, like, Ryan Nicholson, he delivers exploitation. This is one of those movies where you just turn off your brain. Again, I don't remember like anybody's name in this fucking movie except for BBK and Lisa. BBK being the fucking killer. Oh yeah, one of our boys here is named after one of the people. You actually remembered the fucking name.
That's the
I had to. Come on, they did me dirty in the fucking movie.
All I remembered in terms of names was BBK, fucking Lisa, the rape victim, and her dad because his name was like Eggertson or Eggert or some shit, which is close to my fucking cat. Other than that, names weren't important. There was a fucking preppy douchebag crowd and a fucking punk rock crowd. Typical 80s type shit in the 2010s. I love this movie for the gore and the profanity and the disgustingness of it and the nastiness. Like, it's not a good movie. Like, honestly, if you like trauma type movies, this isn't a trauma movie, but if you like that Z grade type shit, that fucking low brow, fucking disgusting disturbance, like, if you just like being offended on all fucking fronts, this is one of those movies that fits the bill. Again, it's not a masterpiece. It's not great. No disrespect to the late Ryan Nicholson. If you just want to offend a bunch of the boys on a fucking Friday night while you're drinking, this is one to go with. Like, this is a fucking mood killer, but it's a fun conversation piece. And for that, again, I'd have to give it, what did I give it, a 7.5?
7.5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7.5 because, I've definitely seen worse, but it's definitely not great. Like, you guys have pointed out some valid arguments to this movie. It's not a masterpiece, but I fucking enjoy it. And every time I'm going to see it from here on out, I'm just going to know it's that vile, trashy throwback. And I love it for that. What can I say? Gore was on fucking point. 7.5. Recommend.
And just sorry to interrupt. Just to add on to that, big shout out to Tito's because Tito's really got me through this movie. So just a big shout out to Tito's. Yes, Sirski.
Hell yeah.
No, that's fantastic. I love hearing this contrast of opinion because we've gone from what AJ rated a 8 and a 7, which would average at a 7.5 for the movie.
Absolutely.
Alex gave it a 7.5 as well. Then here, son of Phantom and I, my apologies.
I'm son of Bat, motherfucker.
I know son of Bat. We have a boy, son of James. Big shout out.
Big shout out to son of James. You already know it's
But
Lincoln.
we're all the
Lincoln in
sons
the
of
building.
Tito's today, boys.
Absolutely, son of Tito's tonight.
No, my parents planned their pregnancy at least.
Oh, fuck.
So
we are fucked.
It's amazing here in contrast of opinion where half the room is giving it a 7.5 and the other half is giving it between, let's just say, a 4, essentially. Yeah. That's the opinion that I feel is appropriate for this movie because
I don't feel like there's an in-between. Well, there is that in-between where people just obviously don't like it. But
It's
if you're
either-
going to watch a horror movie...
Okay, you know what? If I was to break it down in the simplest way, to a mainstream horror fan, would y'all recommend this?
100%.
Absolutely.
I'm talking mainstream. I'm talking like the fucking theatrical, Insidious type crowd. I'm talking the Blumhouse.
So-
crowd.
Okay.
like-
When you when you put it that way, I might not say it is exactly for them because they're more looking for that spook. They're looking more for that story
The jump
aspect,
scare, the cheap
jump
scare.
scare, all that stuff. But in terms of like the people that want to see that fucked up shit,
They want to see the shock, not
they
the awe.
want. Yeah, exactly. They want to
But
see
for the general
shock.
horror
There's-
fan, this is
No,
not
fuck
the
that
movie
shit.
for you.
Absolutely.
It's just it's really, if you want to be shocked and awed, watch this shit.
For the
and if
based
you don't,
motherfuckers.
no.
just do not watch it. If you're super normal, get the fuck
Out of there, bro.
I am about to disagree with every other person because it's so out there. If you want to be mainstream, you have to watch this. You have to reevaluate the bar you evaluate movies on, and you have to expose yourself to things that you won't enjoy or that are inherently not good.
You know,
Force
yeah.
yourself to watch it because it'll make your opinion of other movies either better or worse.
Yeah, you know what? You got a good point. Everyone out there who's used to the Insidious and the Sinister shit, stop being a little bitch and go check out some real shit. Put some hair on your peaches and watch fucking Gutterballs. You know what? Fuck everything we said earlier. You wanna
Put some gutters on yourself and watch some balls.
I basically just don't recommend it to you if you're a pussy. Like,
If you
go
wanna
watch
see,
it.
If you
go
want
watch
to see
it, bro.
slash
Do
and
it.
gash, watch this fucking movie. Fucking. Thank you for bearing with us, everyone. Any final words before I close this out? I know we're on final words again, but fuck it.
This movie's super fucked up, guys. Go check it out.
Only watch it if you're intoxicated. Second, if you're a person to get easily offended, I'm so sorry when I tell you this movie is definitely not for you, my brothers and sisters.
Well,
Good luck.
you want to know something before we close this out? I bet you guys didn't know this, but the gang rape scene was shot in 2 nights and had to be filmed twice because the first version didn't work.
On Canadian soil?
Fucking Canadians, we do it right, bud.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, thank you for bearing with us on this episode. We're a little buzzed. It might have been a little off the rails, but we had fun. We hope you had fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've seen any other Ryan Nicholson movies that you recommend we check out, like Raw Feet or Hanger, drop a comment down below. Thank you again. This has fucking been the Snake Pit. Peace.
Peace.